Welcome back to another episode of Jason's Bricks and 5, where we discuss LEGO content in videos of around 5 minutes. It's time for another weekly LEGO review, and today we are reviewing a LEGO Ideas set. It's set 21314. It's the Disney Tron Legacy set. This came out in 2018 and was available for almost 2 years. But we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what we think. So starting off with the build experience, this set contains 230 pieces. The build isn't too technical and went by fairly quickly. The build is essentially a tiled base with 2 identical light cycles, just with a different color scheme. I think it is neat that they created exclusive printed parts for the light cycled wheels. One other thing I really enjoyed was the first pages of the manual discussing the designers, the movie, and each of the 3 characters. Now as for the details or any Easter eggs, the set is pretty straightforward without any hidden features, but I think they've done a great job with it as it really does capture the light cycles from Tron. I especially like the use of the trans light blue and trans orange to further the feel of Tron. I think for a small set, the details are enough to satisfy any Tron fan. Now as for displayability or playability, I feel this set is more of a display set for sure. The disc wheels on the bike do spin, and they highlight this on the box, but it seems like a strange feature to call out on a set in my opinion. I clearly feel that this is a great display set on a shelf or on a desk, but not really meant for play, as I think it would be limited. Next is that important category of minifigures, and for any Tron fan, I think this is where this set really shines. The set contains 3 exclusive minifigures, Sam Flynn, Korra, and Rinsler. All 3 figures have great torso printing on both the front and the back, as well as on the front of the legs. Looking at them individually, we'll start with Sam Flynn. He includes a hairpiece, a helmet with a trans blue visor, and of course the iconic Tron data disc. Next, looking at Korra, she also includes a hairpiece, Tron data disc, and her sword from the movie. Unfortunately, they just use a standard LEGO sword and not the dark blade with the electric glow. One thing I really do like about the Korra figure is, you may remember she has a tattoo that is covered on her shoulder, and they've done an excellent job of capturing that. Lastly, we have Rinsler. This figure contains 2 identity discs, like in the movie, and even though in the movie you never see his face, I think it's nice that they used a printed figurehead as opposed to a plain black headpiece, like we saw with many Star Wars sets, such as the first Mandalorian sets. Now, as far as the uniqueness of this set, this is the only Tron set, or minifigures, LEGO has ever made. It always seems to up the coolness factor on sets when they're the only set based on a particular theme. The original Tron was ahead of its time, and Tron Legacy had mixed reviews. However, the movies have developed quite a strong cult following, and it's nice that they have at least one set based on the movies. And lastly, that brings us to the value. The original retail price of this set was $35 US when it was released, and the set was available from April of 2018 through the end of 2019. Looking at the set today, I think that was a fair value at that retail price. Now, like many sets after they retire, this has appreciated, and the current price seems to be skewed a little bit based on what region of the world you live in. In the US, you'll be paying a premium. Outside of the US, you can get a new copy on Bricklink starting as little as $50. However, the current price in the US starts around $120. Now, this certainly makes the value harder to justify. However, for a Tron fan, and with a new film coming out next year, I could see this pushing demand and increasing the price further, especially if the new film is successful with audiences. Alright, so now it is just time for my final thoughts on this set. Overall, I have to say I am really happy I got this set. Now, I did pick this up back when it was available at retail price. So I'm glad I picked it up then as opposed to now. But I am someone that really enjoyed the Tron movie, especially Tron Legacy. The first one, I was young when that came out, and I think that movie was really ahead of its time as far as the concepts it was talking about and where the public was with computers and technology. But my family, we really enjoyed this movie, and I think this is a great little set. I think it's awesome that we were able to get some figures and a build for a theme that we wouldn't otherwise have. And, I think there's a small cult following of Tron. And I've seen, some builds on, YouTube and, pictures other places on the internet where, people have built, the grid and, Tron cities essentially. So I really like it. I think it's cool. Let me know, is this something that you had picked up? Maybe something you missed out, or is this something you passed on? And that's okay. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with the new movie coming out next year. Supposedly, I think it's October of 2025 that's going to come out. And I'm curious if that will have an impact on this set. If the movie is a good movie, I could see that, creating more demand for this set. And maybe do they create more Tron sets? I don't know. We'll have to see. But that's going to do it for my review on the Tron Legacy set. And we'll see you next time on Jason's Bricks and 5. Happy building!